I'm so nervous. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am so nervous filming this video. Okay, so something happened and I honestly don't know where to start, how to begin. It's just, I think I'm just going to rip the band-aid off with this one. Because I really don't know where to start this and how to begin this story. So a few weeks ago, I was attacked, and that too in my very own home. This is my home. And you know the shocking part, when these kind of things happen to you, it's just you don't register it in the first place, because you always start to think with these kind of it could have been anywhere, it could have been in the park, it could have been in the subway, anywhere. Why here? Why this place? This is my home. This is supposed to be my safe place. So a few weeks ago, it was Sunday, and I just had dinner, and I was talking to my sibling. So it was around 10. I know, which is diabolical to eat that late, but I was really busy. But anyways, I'm sorry if I just keep on babbling, because it's hard to narrate this again. So yes, I went to the kitchen to do the dishes. I did the dishes, and that night I needed to film and work on my short film. So I needed some camera equipment from this very room, from this very space. And I came in, I switched on the light, and it was right here. It was right under this desk. I know you cannot see the desk, but it was right there. And at first I thought that, oh, that's not possible, how? But it was there. And at that time, it's just whenever you see these kind of things, or whenever you get attacked out of the blues, it's flight or freeze or flight, flight or freeze. Yeah, freeze or flight hits you, and that's what happened. I sort of froze in the doorway, but then I rushed to the kitchen to retrieve the best weapon that I could find in that situation, which was this spray. Thank God to it. I came back to the room. I rushed back to the room, rather, and it was gone from here. It changed the positions. I did what I thought was the best decision that I could in that situation. The chair that I am sitting on right now, I pulled the chair towards myself. I kneeled on it, rather. I wouldn't say I stood on it, because I still have bruising. I kneeled on it, and I sort of pulled this table towards me so that there is space and I can see it. And I sprayed it. At least I thought that I did, but I don't know, it just vanished. It was never there. I don't know. Did I can't even speak. Did the floor swallow it? I really don't know. I sincerely don't know, because there's no space here for it to just vanish into the thin air. But I gave it the benefits of the doubt. Okay, maybe it's very thin or whatever. So it just went inside the wood boards, and I banged on the wood boards with the wiper, but nothing came out. I sprayed all the wood boards in the entire room, those wood boards. nowhere to be found, nowhere. So I did what any sane person in that situation would do. I sat on the bed with no fans at all, just the light on in this peak summer. It's literally 40 degrees outside. I was there in my own pool of sweat, drenched on the bed with the wiper and this very best weapon from the kitchen, and I was just waiting. I waited for so long, but it never came out. It never came out. I don't know. I don't know what happened to it that night. I couldn't even film the film because I couldn't act. The emotions were not coming out. I was just like too concerned. I was always looking in this room from the hallway. I was just like peeking in all the time like a Looney Tune. Like maybe it's going to peep out of the wood boards because I sprayed it, and after spraying it, it usually like dies. But it never came out. And then at around 2, I came back inside the room. I like gathered the courage to come back inside the room because I didn't have any left. I got ready for bed, and I was just like still waiting in the darkness with my flashlight pointing towards this very area to see it. That maybe, just maybe I will get the glimpse of it somehow. But I didn't. I couldn't sleep that night. Even my body was just like drifting to sleep, but my mind couldn't. It couldn't. It was just like the flashbacks of the traumatic events were just like rolling, and even the dreams, I wouldn't even call them dreams, they were nightmares. They were about the thing, the creature. Then the next morning, couldn't take any calls. I couldn't talk to anyone. I was just distressed, thinking about what happened, what occurred the night before. I still can't think about it. It's really messing up with my mind. And as the night fell, this might sound a little more diabolical. I started talking to ChatGPT. The only constant, the only friend that I found in that situation was ChatGPT. I started reasoning with it. Even ChatGPT was saying that, oh no, maybe it's hiding somewhere and it will peek out. You have absolutely no reason to believe that it's like gone. But I don't know how I did it. I somehow reasoned with the AI and made the AI believe that no, it's gone. It's not going to come back. And then I went to the kitchen to cook myself some dinner. And there it was. There it was. Right on top of the dining room's walls. And I honestly was so scared. I was so damn scared. Like my legs were shaking, my arms were shaking, my whole body was shaking. I just had a shower, but I was like drenched in sweat. It was horrible. So I stood up on the chair like any any person with the teeny tiny brain would do. Stood up on the chair, took the spray in my hands, and start spraying it, because like this time at least, I should win this fight that I lost the other night and couldn't sleep because of it. I sprayed it, it ran away, it ran to the other side. I wouldn't say that I ran to the other side behind it. No, I dragged the chair, and I stood on the chair, and then I was spraying it again, and eventually it fell, but then it climbed back up again, and this time it climbed up towards the curtains. So it was kind of like rolled up inside the curtains, like on top of the curtains. I don't even know how to like say it properly, but it was there, it was in the curtains, and I knew it was in the curtains, and I knew that it is like the spray is going to like take the effect on soon, and it's going to like fall down, or something is going to happen, right? Because that's what happens when you spray it. It usually falls down, it loses the senses, or whatever you want to call them. And so while that was happening, I stood on the living room table, the front table, okay? And then there's a L-shaped sofa in my living room. I stood on the L shape, which was near the curtains, right? And I had a wiper in my hand, and then I had this in my other hand, and I started like moving the curtains with the wiper, because I'm smart that way. I'm not going to touch it when it's there. It might fall on me. Okay, so as I was like doing that to the curtain, nothing happens. I did it like 2-3 times, nothing happens. Then I was like, okay, you know what, one last try. I'm not going to give up. I am going to win this fight, because if I stop now, I won't be able to sleep at night again, and I don't want that. I really need a good night's sleep. Okay? Did it one last time. What happened? Guess? It fucking flew on the sofa right next to me, and it fell, and I heard it fell, and it was right beside me, and I, at that point, I was like, oh my god, I'm an athlete. I'm a fucking athlete. I jump from the sofa in the pool of this spray, because I was spraying the entire floor and the entire wall. So there was lots of spray on there, and I was bare feet. I jumped down. I could have slipped and fallen back onto the sofa. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Okay, but thank God, I don't want to think about that, because I didn't fall. Okay, I ran towards the center table, and then towards the chair, stood on the chair, and I was far away at that point, because it was right there. So I was looking at it, I could see it, and I was like, there it is. How am I going to get it? How is it going to get off? I don't want to spray the sofa. It's going to ruin the sofa. I can't damage it. And I was like, at that point, I was hyperventilating like I am right now. So, oh my god, I can't breathe. I really can't breathe. I'm not even acting, guys. Like, this is real. This is like, I'm like, it is PTSD. This is what PTSD looks like. It was right there. And it was hopping at this point. Like, how, bitch? How are you hopping? Like, I sprayed you a little too much with this. How are you still hopping? You could have, like, you should be, like, dying at this point. But no. It's, like, so fucking resilient, inspiring, but scary. Okay. Then it kind of, like, hopped underneath the pillow that was there. God. And at this time, I was scared, because my laptop bag was right there. And I was like, what if it goes inside it? I can kiss that laptop bag goodbye, and I can kiss back, like kiss goodbye to my sanity as well, because like there is no way in hell that I'm going to be touching that laptop bag and just like taking the stuff out just to find it. Like it was like, okay, it was getting out of control. But thankfully, it like hopped on the floor. So that's nice. That's really nice. That's like a positive side of the story. It hopped on the floor, and then I was like, okay, thank God. So same cycle again. I was on top of the table, and then I was on the L of the sofa, and there it was right there. And at this time, like I was spraying it more, and with the wiper, I was like trying to squish it, but I couldn't. Because I was like, I just wanted to crawl out of my body while doing that, because I'm like, I can't. I was like, God, please help me. And then God didn't help me. God just made situations worse. Because you know what it did? It just like went under the sofa. And at that time I was like, oh my God, there's no way I'm leaving this table. I will be staying on top of this table. I cannot move the sofa around if I am here on top of it. I'm not that strong. I'm a petite woman. I can't do it. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go outside the apartment. I'm going to bang on the neighbor's door. I'm going to like beg them for help, and like something is going to happen. Okay, right? So I did just that. I did that. I went outside to my neighbor's doors with the wiper in my one hand. Looney Tune, am I right? Imagine that scenario, me with the wiper, and I was like, you gotta help me. There's this prehistoric creature under my sofa. It's probably dying. So you just like need to just like remove the sofa, just like adjust it a bit, and just like scuttle that little thing out of my apartment. That's all that I'm asking. It's not that much. And he refused. He refused on my face. He said no to me. Right on my face. Even with all that begging. Nothing happened. I asked him again, like, can you please help me, please. Nothing. He didn't do anything. At that time, tears were about to fall out of my eyes, and he just said, like, you know, you can just ask the guards downstairs. They might help you. And I'm like, thanks, bitch, for nothing. So I just like, I went downstairs. I begged the guardian angel, my knight in shining armor. He came upstairs. God bless his soul. He's the best. Came upstairs. I didn't want it to come inside my own apartment. I left the apartment without locking it because I was too desperate. I was too traumatized by the entire ordeal. I didn't want to come inside. And he was like, don't worry, don't be scared. And I was like, you go first. Please, you go first. And then I followed him inside my own apartment. Imagine the amount of scare, like the scared mindset I was in to like not go into my own apartment at first. Like, no, you go first. I'm not following. Please go. He did come here. He removed, like, drifted the sofas apart, found it behind it, and you know what I did in that situation, by the way, the moment he came in? I, like a 25-year-old grown woman that I am, I rushed back inside as he was like calling me, don't be scared. I rushed back inside, stood on the dining room chair, let that sink in, right? And I was just like, please get it off, Literally, I'm not even joking here. I was literally doing that. And that's what he did. But alas, the creature was already gone. It has left the mortal plane by that time. And I was just too scared to take on this victory myself. No, I couldn't. I just couldn't. I guess I'm just too humble that way. So he escorted the dead body out of my apartment, that guardian angel, and I thanked him. And that was probably the most embarrassing story of my life as well. Like a grown woman, 25-year-old grown woman, being this scared of a baby lizard